Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel today for the second Alliance War of Season 30. In this war we are going up against Black Mambas, and these guys are probably around the sort of a border top 10 alliance, however they are having a pretty good season. So my team for today is Dr. Doom, Guardian and Archangel, and this is actually one of the first wars that I've not planned in probably over 6 months now. And yeah, so got a couple of fights that probably wouldn't have normally taken, mainly this Weapon X. Probably would have generally gone for a Warlock here, but Archangel is a pretty solid option. So we did not get very good RNG at the start of this fight on the neurotoxins. We only had 2 when he entered Berserk. However, it was enough to fail the Unstoppable, which definitely made things easier, allowed us to punish a special 1. And now we're using our own special 1 with Strike Back to push him up to special 2s. And yeah, quite a clean fight. Now really, that was my only sort of high risk matchup in this war. The next couple of fights are just going to be really standard Doom fights. This is just a Venom on Power Focus 1. And Bubble Shields, pretty much nothing to it, just need to build up to special 3 and go for a single Fury cycle. I think the main reason Venom is here is just because people are likely to use Warlock on the first fight, and Warlock is not very good against Venom. Although I'm sure with how easy the nodes are here, he would still work perfectly fine. But yeah, go for the special 3 here, and we're just going to combo into special 2 and finish him off. So the third fight of this war is against a Nova on Ebb and Flow Intercept. Now this used to be here pretty much every war back during Stubborn and a bit during Protect. Recently it's not really been placed a whole lot because of how easily Doom takes this fight and how common an attacker Doom is. I assume they were expecting high ground to be quite a significant problem because of Doom applying shocks. However, as long as you play it right and manage high ground well, it is not really a concern. The biggest thing is trying to basically not have any shocks active when the high ground timer refreshes, and generally that's just done by finishing a combo with a heavy relatively soon before it expires. And yeah, as you can see, we're doing a pretty good job of that, still at 100%. And also in this fight I did decide to try and force intercept, which normally I don't do against Nova here. However, I just wanted to speed up the fight a bit. And yeah, I mean, if I do get hit by it, it's not really gonna matter with it being Doom and how tanky he is. So yeah, we did miss a high ground there. We did have the shock active, took a couple of % damage, but this fight is over at this point. We've got double Fury active and just need to combo him down. So now moving on to the fourth fight of the war. This is a Kitty Pride on Ebb and Flow Intercept and Mighty Charge. This is a pretty common placement, but the main purpose of it is just option splitting. If you're using a Guardian or a Gilly 99 or pretty much any of the non-crit champs, this is an extremely simple fight. It's also actually surprisingly fast, even though we are using Guardian and we're actually not even going to bother with the special 2 in this matchup. So because I'm max boosted and the matchup is so good, I did feel confident going for some intercepts. And you can see already she's going down pretty quickly. Landed 1 intercept into special 1 and she's already over 40% of the way down. I've not really practiced enough at the perfect blocking of the special 1, so I am just going to block the whole thing. Dex out to the last bit and go in for the punish. There we land another intercept. Here I probably should have tried building up to a special 2, but just opted to go for some more special 1s. And yeah, there's pretty much no risk involved here as long as I don't start parrying her and build her up to 3 prowess, which then she can start phasing, which could potentially cause some issues. So his next fight up is a Nick Fury on Ebb and Flow Intercept and Mighty Charge, and here I'm going to be using Dr. Doom. So this is not really what someone would generally consider a very good matchup, however I've done it quite a few times before, and I do quite like Doom in this fight. Now you're going to see a couple of mistakes here, however neither of them are really going to be too significant. So the key strategy in this matchup is basically just to make sure that you're always using a special attack or sort of a doom cycle after the special 3 to sort of bypass his unblockable phase. So you're going to see that I rarely ever push Nick Fury to 11 tactical charges until I know that either he's going to be at special 2, so he can't go unblockable through special 1, or that I can doom combo him afterwards. So I have already made 2 mistakes in this fight. Thankfully neither of them he went for a light ender. Here I'm just trying to land an intercept, get off the special 3, and now we're going to deal some pretty good damage. I have a 200% mutant power booster active, which is going to help us get a bit more of a doom cycle off here, even though he is not at max power. But at this point the most difficult part of the fight is over, which is just getting into it initially, and we're in a really good spot here. So I'm going to go for another special 3 now. We've still got the Ebb and Flow Intercept Fury active, and this will pretty much finish off his first life. Brings him down to just 4%. So he is going to purify the stun debuff from that, and now we just bait out special 2. So normally what I would do is basically just wait for him to drain down to 30%, however we land an intercept with the special 2, get some really good crit RNG, 200% power boost, chain into another special 2, and that fight is over in just under 2 minutes. So yeah, that is definitely my fastest takedown of Nick Fury there. Probably not the cleanest, but Doom is a pretty solid option for it as long as you play it right. Now my final fight of the war is against this Professor X on the Limber and Brute Force mini-boss. So initially we had a Warlock going here, however with high ground and the Warlock being awakened, it could have potentially caused some issues with the degeneration. So we opted to change the assignment to Doom. So you see there, that is something that I do against Professor X pretty much whenever I'm using someone who doesn't counter miss. After his special 1, if you trigger, well, after special 1 or special 2, if you trigger Falter immediately, there is enough time afterwards, once the Falter has expired, to start a new combo. And especially against high ground, that is really useful for trying to keep the high ground charges low. So it was fairly inevitable in this fight that I will not be able to keep his high ground charges at 0 for the entire time. However, I do want to try and stop them stacking particularly high. So he's still only got 1 at the moment. I'm making sure to not have a shock active once the high ground charges refresh. And now we've got to our special 3. His Falter has just gone back onto cooldown, so there's quite a lot of time window for it. And yeah, the fight is completely in control at this stage, and it would take a pretty serious error to mess it up. So as for the results of this war, we were actually 6-6 pretty much the entire time that I was available to watch the war, and then we died right at the end, ended up losing 7-6, so it's a pretty painful loss. But yeah, I just need to move on for it and do well in the next war. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.